And we go live in 3, 2, 1. From the grandstands, Philip the Titan here, Formula One Esports tryout. And all around global grandstands and motorsports fanatic. I love motorsports. So we're here today with something pretty neat. We were announced today with something very special. Let me go and shut my window. Because no one wants to hear a dog bark for no reason, especially when my dogs don't bark at all. I love them. They're amazing. So I want to go ahead and touch on what's really going on. Today we get an announcement of the 2021 car actual visuals and wind tunnel testing that happened in July. So this is big news, big news. From what I can see is the aerodynamics are almost completely different. Our tires and rim size are completely different. The car itself is just completely different. Let's take a look. That's an image right there for you guys. The car is 100% competitive. So here, this is from Formula One. We have the digital imagery of what 2021 cars could look like. We have the artist impressions of what the 2021 cars could look like. Now we can bring you the exclusive first look, shots of the video of the iteration of the 2021 cars undergoing test in the wind tunnel. So what's happening? And this is all from F1. Thank you, F1. You guys are amazing. Formula One and governing body of the FIA have competed in an unprecedented amount of research and development of the CFD, which is the computational fluid dynamics, to make their vision of the 2021 become reality. Okay, so let's move on. I want to get some real information on this stuff. So there's a video. Let's listen to it, and I'll feed it back to you guys. So for the 2021 regulations, we're going to be getting a almost new look. And what we're seeing, so it's a fluid dynamic design to not put drag on the cars behind. Meaning cars can now be competitive. Cars can actually come up on each other. Like a boat traveling through water, a F1 car leaves a wake. And the cars behind them, downforce. Now, that's gone. Cars will be able to go like this. That is big. I want to put this on real quick so I can read your comments. So 5 to 10% downforce, meaning a car can now finally catch up and pass if he has the power to. Okay, so that's interesting. So they're trying to say here, let's go back right here. The current cars are 50% of that downforce, and now they're trying to say the 2021 cars will be 10% in that wake of the car in front. That's a big deal. That car will be able to make a pass, no problem. Wow, that is awesome. And stay tuned. We're going to read the comments. The comments are amazing. So they brought the air caps again to the rims from 2010, which look freaking cool. And the wind tunnel was sporting the 18-inch wheels, low-profile tires, which look amazing. I mean, outstanding. This car looks like 2010 again. And we have the new air side pod shape for the air to come in, but it's like fluid. The new design, I mean, it's a slick car. This looks more slick than the current model. This actually looks like 2010, higher end. So there's still going to be front wing design tweaking, but this is a great benchmark for what the 2021 car is going to be. If you guys want to see the video themselves, go to f1.com and you can watch it. It is amazing. So let's go ahead and move on. The wind tunnel testings are doing a slightly different to what the teams might do, says F1 Chiefs technical supports Pat Simons. The teams concentrate solely on the focus of the cars, though with a variety of attitudes as they prove the car around. While we naturally have an interest in what those forces are, particularly and how those forces change as the car's moves, we even more interested in what's happening in the turbulent air behind the car. That's important. So the air that comes, okay, let's say this is the back wing right here. The air that comes off could be going like this right in front of that car, destroying it, or could go around the car and make an opening. That could be a big thing, especially when you guys want competitive racing. We need that. Okay, so let's move on. For that reason, although we are doing the most development in CFD, which is what I just told you guys, virtualized simulation with the physical simulation. 50% model rather than the 60% model. We choose to run the model quite a long way around the wind tunnel. So this gives us the opportunity to best inspect the wake of the car. So the air, everything, how the car reacts. That's a big deal. Okay, so traditionally 100% scale cars are not used in the wind tunnel. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. Traditionally, 100% scale cars are not used in the wind tunnel. Wow, I didn't even know that. That's incredible. So how do you get the official testing? Because the full-size car is going to be totally different. What? I'm confused. As their use were banned some years ago because of the huge cost of producing the model. Most teams have moved to 60% models, but F1 and the FIA have opted to stick to 50% scale. That's weird. Why would you do that? I know the cost is different, but we need to know. That's why these cars crash, because you're not getting the full sense. Just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? So let's go ahead and pull up another image for you guys. That's the car right there. Freaking amazing. I'm in love with the design personally. So you might be wondering why the research and development teams haven't put a second car behind the front of the test to wake. Simon says it is not necessary. Why not? Tell me. I would love to know. It sounds like you're the genius behind all this, Simon. All right, he adds, we did do that in 2008 with the overtaking studies. We did then in 2009, and for that we have gone down to a quarter scale model, which we are getting too small. Oh, so the cars that they were bringing onto the test were just too small to get the full effects. It's because they were cheap. Even in a big tunnel like Sauber, you could only really run one configuration with the cars really close. So yeah, without destroying them. You destroy these cars, I mean, it costs them a lot of money to make. The front wing looks totally different, guys. This looks like old school F1, no joke. So does the rear wing. Okay, so what have been the results? One of the chief targets of 2021 rules is to see more overtaking. All we want to see is more overtaking, guys. We're seeing less overtaking right now. We're seeing Verstappen doing a lot of overtaking, but it's because he's an aggressive driver against drivers who don't know how to really deal with the car. Okay, so to push to find and ways to allow the car to follow each other more closely, why the research introducing the wake. So what's have months and months of CFD testing and now a series of runs in the tunnel revealed? Let's find out. What I think it's revealed is, says Tom Bies, we have a major surprise. There is a 5 to 10% wake distribution compared to the current levels of 50%, although it depends on the exact configuration and target, so on. Interesting. So we're seeing better results. In our current configuration, we're using a 1152 cores, and we're solving up to 150 million cells. Where next year we have the potential to move up to 2300 cores. Wow, so we're looking at 2025 cars being even more competitive because we're able to diagnose things much quicker. So what role have the teams played? Formula One and the FIA are working hard, hand in hand in research of the development to finalize the 2021 regulations in time for the October deadline. But that doesn't mean they are excluding the teams in the fact. It's quite the opposite. Teams have been invited to help with the gathering of data and development process, with the FIA allowing them to be testing outside the numbers of hours they have allocated their current projects. Those who have the resources and capabilities to have done so. So we're looking at Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. They're definitely doing that. Those back teams like Haas and all that, they're not. They're still using parts from last year, so don't expect much from them. The teams have been very good. The teams have had the resources to do it and have worked on numbers of projects for us, and they are fully informed of what's going on, says Simon. The meetings in a few months, and they allowed us for some. They can't resources all teams, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the car is going to be more competitive, flat out. You're going to be able to have more overtaking. You're going to have a faster car in general. And, yeah, it looks really good, guys. I'm really happy with the way the car looks. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the comments are in the F1 page on Facebook, because I love reading at the end of every video all the comments and seeing what people think about what the new car is going to look like, or whatever the subject is, really. So we have the first comment. I always knew the car would look decent without going overboard. Great to hear the aero wake results are better than expected. Can't wait to see this in the yields. I think he meant fields. I don't know. Also, can't wait to be at USGP in November. He'll be at the USGP in November. He's a fan on Facebook. Hit him up. So we have, okay, I'll say everyone's name, but no last names. So Jake, looks really good, but as long as it produces good, close racing, I'm happy. I'm going to give him a like because that's all I want to hear. Okay, so whilst I've applaud efforts to improve racing and do reduce the visible error or parts, the sprouts of the current cars, I am a bit concerned that they will look very similar. That was Martin. I don't know about you, Martin. You got issues. Holy moly, it looks clean. So good to see more of the crappy aerodynamic stuff gone. Yes, me too. It looks more natural. And we're going to see more competitive racing because of it. I can't wait. Not a fan of the low profile tires and the 18-inch wheels, but the bodywork looks good. Okay, so the rims and the low profile tires look amazing. And it's because the hubcap is back on. And that's from 2010. Do you guys remember that? The Ferrari, the McLaren, they all had it. It looks so good. But now imagine a big one. It looks freaking rad. I can't wait to see this on track. This is going to be the coolest car to watch. I was excited at first until I saw the halo is still there. Let go of the halo. I love the halo. A matter of fact, I think the halo brings a whole new dynamic to the car. Let's move on. Looks nice, but I try to improve tracks too. So this guy wants tracks to improve. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to get faster tracks in the future? Because currently we're running on tracks that are old as AF. So do you think we need faster tracks? Let me know down in the comments. I think we do. I think right now we're running on super slow tracks. These cars are being limited by the track, and you know it. Look at Hockenheim. Everyone kept going over the track, and what happened? Stewards are involved, and we're going to go ahead and penalize everybody. The stewards, get a life. You guys really don't have one, do you? Look away for a second. Anyways, let's move on. Looks good, only the rear wing looks a bit weird with the round off edges. So the back of the wing goes like this. It rounds off. That's to help reduce that air that's hitting that driver. So that's a good thing. You might not like the look, but it's good for actual competitive racing. As long as Ferrari don't stop it, it should be an exciting in 2021. That's very true. Ferrari is always afraid. But Ferrari has been nothing but the bridesmaid. I mean, the groom is taking... Mercedes is taking Ferrari into the back room and bumping her. That's Ferrari. And that's just the way it is. Ferrari needs to step it up. The issue, though, is that there is no way of dictating what the cars actually look like or perform look like. Regs can only give teams limits or tell them what they can't do. As the recent god-awful stepped nose proved. Very true. So these comments are all really good. If you guys are interested, go over to Facebook F1 and you guys will see these comments. They're all really good points. Who's financing the studies? Mercedes. I know, right? Mercedes is the winners and they're the gods. Wider tracks. The track's decent, but they need more space. That was Mars. Mars, you're right. The tracks need to now be bigger. Sorry. We need to go into a world of Go Speed Racer. We need those type of tracks. We need so high speed of tracks. I mean, the speeds have to be over 300 miles an hour. And the tracks need to be capable of doing that. We're not there yet, but we need it. Put back the iconic harmonic sound of F1 exhaust. Not like the aftermarket need for speed exhaust. I agree. We need that good sound again. I was driving in F1 2019, and I was driving the Ferrari, the 2010, and it just sounds so damn good. And then we have these new V6s that just sound like sorry. But yeah, so the new car is doing really well, guys. That was the end of our comments. It looks good. It doesn't look anything like the Mercedes concept sketch, which I wish it did. It does. I think that looked freaking rad. Right now, the car looks like a 2010 car. It really, really does. It doesn't look like anything magical. It doesn't look like anything from the future. And F1 should always be in the future. So, my conclusion on this video, as before we exit, is more competitive racing, since the wake of the air won't be blocking the car behind. That's a plus. The design looks very competitive. That's a plus. But this is the downfall on that one, is it still looks old-fashioned. It needs to go into the future, kind of like the concepts already had. You guys can go take a look for yourself. It doesn't look anything different from 2010. Matter of fact, I feel like they backwards. So that's just me. But other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing what the new designs bring to racing. I can't wait to see Max Verstappen in the car and Lewis. I think we're going to see some really competitive racing between those two. The new wheels being 18-inch with the low-profile tire actually looks really good. Now seeing it as a real car. The concepts, it looked like they were trying to be like that cool guy who buys an Infiniti and buys those rims that are super tall and the tires like that big. No, it doesn't look like that at all. It actually looks like the Ferrari 2010 model with the hubcap. I'm just being honest. It looks good. And I was against it. I was actually really against those tires. I was like, eh. Okay. So the new concepts of the wing, I kind of like, but it doesn't look revolutionary at all. We look like we're still backpedaling. Liberty Media, get your head out of your ass and let's step it up. Let's put bigger rule changes into F1 as you now own it. I watch it. I love it. I will always watch it and support you guys, no matter who owns F1. You guys won't own F1 forever. I guarantee it. But yeah, so I look forward to seeing what you guys think down below in the comments. Let me know. Other than that, if you guys are on F1 2019, find me on social media. I love racing every day. I've been doing the career mode. I just finished up Canada. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's take our last comment from Mars on our comments for YouTube. I'm excited to see Albon after the break. Me too. I'm excited too. The break is already coming up, guys. It's almost over, so let's get ready. Spa's coming up, and we're going to be watching some good racing. As you guys know, I do live commentary. I can't show you the race because legal obligations, but we could talk the race out. And I love talking about it and seeing what you guys think down below. But if you guys are on Mixer, please go ahead and shoot me a subscribe on YouTube and help our channel grow. Philip the Titan. And if you're on YouTube and you have a Mixer, I'm on Mixer and I stream a lot of F1 content. Go down there and give us an ad. Other than that, guys, I appreciate all your guys' support to the channel. It's been a great thing. I love doing this with F1. F1's my passion. You can see it in my face. I love talking about it. I love going fast. I love motorcycles. I love MotoGP. I love motorsports. So, Global Grandstand, that's where I created. I created it for you guys. I wanted a way for the whole world to enjoy motorsports again. And that's always been my biggest dream. So, we'll read one last comment. So we don't have one from Mars, but we do have one I want to read on here. Shorter wheelbase, please. And I wanted to read that for a reason. Shorter wheelbase would bring the tightest racing you've ever seen. That's just me. But anyways, guys, you know where to find me. Social media, Philip the Titan. From the grandstands, your host, Philip the Titan. Thank you. Love you guys. We'll catch you guys later. Stay tuned. Summer break's almost coming up, and we'll be back to Spa, where Albon from the Toro Rosso will be actually in the Red Bull seat. Let's see if he can handle the pressure. Talk to you guys soon. Later.